January 1st, 1945. Operation Boden. Happy New Year, and here comes the Luftwaffe. They caught us by surprise near Bastogne, and now they're hitting us with everything they've got left in the air.
My name is Sam Rivers. The day after the attack on Pearl Harbor, me and my best friend Jim rushed to enlist in the U.S. Army. Most of our buddies from the neighborhood in Chicago did the same. I was only 18. I barely had enough time to say my goodbyes, get packed, and marry my sweetheart Maggie 3 hours before we shipped out for basic training. I was assigned to the 761st Tank Battalion, which was almost entirely made up of colored folk, except for the officers. We were not particularly welcome at Camp Hood, but this just drove us to build an unstoppable team and earn the respect of everyone we met. General Patton himself saw us in action and insisted we be attached to his 3rd Army and sent to Europe. Today we're near the town of Tillet. Every other American unit assigned to take this town has tried and failed. Now it's our turn. We're all fighting for something more than just defeating the enemy. Every man in the 761st has something to prove to himself and to the folks back home. For us, victory has a double meaning. Listen up, everybody. Job today is to capture Tillet and cut the highway the Germans are using to supply the assault on Bastogne. Main force will split up and take different routes to encircle the town. You all know your teams. We're supporting the 87th today, so watch out for infantry under your tracks. My squad will escort the M12s to their firing positions, then roll into town after the artillery softens them up. Main assault will begin when my group hits the east entrance to town. Let's move out, and when you see the Germans...
All right. Mount up and give them hell.
Last November, one of your fellow operatives, Lieutenant James Patterson, destroyed a secret mustard gas production facility along the Siegfried Line at a place called Fort Schmerzen. Unfortunately, new intelligence suggests that Schmerzen's commander, one Colonel Muller, has somehow restored the fort back to full operation. The USS has received reports of trains headed towards the fort hauling prisoners of war out of the Hurtgen Forest. It's possible Schmerzen is simply a stopover point for POWs being moved east, but my gut feeling is Muller has something more nefarious going on. Your orders are to permanently wipe this facility off the map. To this end, we formed a special assault force of Rangers handpicked from your old unit. They'll be bringing along enough high explosive to reduce Schmerzen to rubble once and for all. We're sending you in first, Lieutenant, to cut the lines of communication between Schmerzen and the rest of the world. After that, you'll need to intercept and commandeer the POW train that's headed to the fort. It'll serve as the Trojan horse that delivers you and your fellow Rangers into the Schmerzen compound. From there, you'll have to fight your way down to Schmerzen's lower level, plant the charges, and get out as fast as you can. Needless to say, make sure that any POWs you encounter are clear of the blast. You're dismissed. Good luck.
February 19th, 1945. Bombing the Rhineland. Hot damn, we've got us a flying fortress to play with, and we're gonna use it to drop little love notes all over the Rhineland. Heads up down there.
It's been 4 grueling months since we took our first German city at Aachen. That mission and the weeks that followed have been particularly difficult. A bitter, cold fight trying to hold off the Germans in Stavelot was one of the few times in this war I actually thought I might not make it back home. My men came out decorated for their sacrifices. That doesn't change the fact that we paid a heavy price to get into Germany. We've been hearing rumors that a bridge across the Rhine is still intact, and we're heading there to check it out. The end of this war is close, we all know that. Germany has nowhere to stay but home, and that's no longer a safe place to sleep.
Hey, Sarge. Why are we heading to this town again?
That bar means Lieutenant, Sergeant Church. Or did you forget about those battlefield promotions after our last mission? I ought to bust you right back down to Buck Private.
Sorry, sir. Still getting used to the new stripe myself. So where are we headed?
Some little town called Remagen. HQ ordered us to scout it out since there was an old railroad bridge leading across the Rhine. The thing is, the Germans are in the habit of burning all their bridges behind them as they retreat into the fatherland.
So we're looking for a bridge that probably isn't even there.
A bridge across the Rhine River would give us a direct line to move tanks and men straight into Germany. Those Germans aren't foolish enough to let that happen.
All right, where's that damned bridge?
Just a few clicks south of here.
Lead the way.
Lieutenant, we can't get these tanks across the bridge with this damn hole in the way. Take your men across and capture this bridge before the Germans blow it up.
Are you crazy? We'll get slaughtered.
That's not a suggestion. That is a direct order. Move out, or I'll execute you for treason myself.
Moving out.
Oh, thank heavens. See that? The bridge is still standing. Now get out there before they try it again. Move! Move! Move!
Watch your backs! Don't let your guard down! Looks like this town is ours, fellas! Down company! Assemble at the rally point! Let's go!
Damn fine job, you guys. We took on the best troops Germany had to offer and sent them running for their mamas up and down the Rhine. I'm proud to serve with you men. You're all good rangers, that's for damn sure. Sergeant Randall, one more thing. I don't know about the gentleman part, but how'd you like to be an officer? I'm offering you a field commission as a lieutenant. Good leaders are hard to come by. What do you say?
Well, I'd be honored, sir. But the thing is, we'd be short a sergeant. A Corporal Taylor here, he might be worth looking at.
Ha! I'll keep that in mind, Lieutenant. See to your men. Dismissed.
At the start of March, a bunch of us were folded into the 17th Airborne with some men who'd fought in the Bulge, but who'd never jumped. They had us based at an airfield in France. Felt like we were gearing up again. A couple fellas were betting we'd jump across the Rhine and that'd be the end of it. But then the 9th Armored captured Remagen, and the Allies started pouring into Germany. From where we stood, it looked like the war was over. The charge into the fatherland would not be led by the Airborne. Eisenhower said the Ludendorff Bridge was worth its weight in gold. If that's true, a hell of a lot of dough sank into the Rhine when it collapsed 2 weeks later. Men, too. 28 guys died trying to keep it standing. Now it looked like those fellas won their bet. The Airborne was jumping into Germany, and there was no hiding it from Hitler. The Nazis knew we were coming. And every gun in Germany was pointed at the sky.
The Battle of Peleliu finally came to an end in November 1944, 3 bitter months after it was supposed to. When we shipped out for Okinawa, the airfield became a vital asset in the campaign. Among those stationed there are the crews of the U.S. Navy Black Cats, men who would risk everything before they would leave any of us in enemy waters.
April 9th, 1945, Berlin. The Germans are bottled up in Berlin. We're gonna be flying escort for the 8th Air Force on a bombing run. And if we're real lucky, we'll get to see some of those experimental jet fighters I keep hearing about.
The Red Army's advance into Germany is swift and brutal. In mere months, we have reached Silo Heights, the last line of defense before the German capital. We outnumber the Germans 10 to 1. Wave upon wave of our infantry are unleashed upon them to clear the way for our armor. Once we have control of Silo, we will begin the march to Berlin. There, we will ensure that every sacrifice is repaid in blood. We have lost many brave men, but their sacrifice is not in vain. Our tanks now form a line of steel so powerful that all German resistance will be crushed beneath its mighty treads. Today, we will watch as Silo falls, along with all those foolish enough to stand in our way. With the line at Silo now broken, nothing stands between the Red Army and Berlin. Every day, we carve deeper into German territory. Every day, fear and desperation erode their will. When our train reaches Berlin, they will have nowhere left to hide. Our grip tightens around the black heart of Berlin. The Führer demands all to shed their last drop of blood in its defense. The old, the young, the weak. They stand for Germany. They die for Germany. Building by building, room by room, one right at a time. The Red Army encircles the Reichstag, the parliament building and final stronghold of the Fascist Reich. In the surrounding streets, we choke the life from those who will still dare to defend it. It is an honor and a privilege to play a part in this glorious battle. When our flag flies over the city, our enemies' defeat and humiliation will be beyond question. Our vengeance will be complete. The path towards our glorious victory has been a journey of blood and brutality. All of it has been necessary. When the flag of our motherland flies atop the Reichstag, all of Berlin will know that the evil of the Fascist Reich has been wiped from the face of the earth.
The fall of Berlin was a bloody nightmare of house-to-house combat. The Soviet losses were staggering. But from the moment Red soldiers raised their flag over the Reichstag, the Allies had sealed Germany's fate. The long war for Europe was over. Adolf Hitler, who had promised 1,000 years of pain, lay dead in his bunker. Soon they'll draft and sign the usual treaties, award their medals and campaign ribbons, build their memorials. But mourning the countless dead, that won't end in our lifetime. And to the generations that follow, I offer the hope and prayer that somehow we find our way to a lasting peace. Sergeant Jack Barnes, May 1945.
Status report? The last few months on Okinawa have taken their toll. Morale is low. It's the rain, sir. And the mud. Tanks are getting bogged down. Supplies aren't getting through. We can't even get the wounded out. Yes, sir. Understood. Everything that was asked of us, we've done. Every night, we lay in a filthy foxhole praying the enemy won't slit our throats. Every day was spent crawling through the mud and the dirt where our bullets whistle all around. But this is the last time we're going to have to put our lives on the line. This is the enemy's last stand. When we take Shuri Castle, we go home. All of us.